Hit the Floor, season 3, episode, what is this, 5? Lockout or lockdown, lockout, lockdown. Who gives a fuck, bitch? They was locked out. So, y'all, I had some chicken, some baked chicken with some mushrooms, sauteed. And this garden Uncle Ben rice is garden vegetable variety from Uncle Ben. That rice was heaven. Like, I mean, seasoned just to perfection. And it was so moist and so soft and not undercooked or overcooked. It was just right. But anyway, let me get into it. With some string beans, child, and healthy eating does not have to be disgusting. It really don't. I be up in here having a good old time with my little meals and shit. But anyway, let's get into this video. Y'all like, goddamn, bitch. Okay. Um, what is this called? Hit the Floor, right? Okay. So Hit the Floor came on, right? And at first I was like, where's this episode going? Because I was just want to know, where's this episode going? Last week it ended with Jude, okay, coming together, coming out in public, kissing and all this stuff, and you know, all this was not going on. And then not only that, we got German admitting to what's her face that he killed Olivia. So that's how the episode started off. It starts off with her and trying to, Asha trying to understand what you mean. No, you playing, you playing. He was like, "No, girl, I killed her. I mean, she sent, we had broken up, but some of your stuff still came to the house, and I opened it up, and it was like, it's time for the secrets to be told. No more secrets and stuff." He was like, "What was it?" She was like, "I went over there to talk to her and to see what this was all about and to get her to leave you alone. And that's when she revealed to me that, she was gonna put you on blast for, rigging the All-Star vote and shit like that." And then I was like, "Ooh." And then, I wasn't trying to hurt her. I grabbed her, but she wasn't having it, and she just went over. She just went over the banister, bitch. No. But I went down to talk to her and try to see if she was alive, but she was gone. It was eating me up inside. I was like, Jeremy, okay, I should just sitting there like, oh, the dilemma I done got myself in. So after that, you know, this whole thing with Jude and Zero, the reporters are all trying to surround them, trying to get the info, and I want to get it. How does it feel to be this, and how does it feel to be that, and yada yada yada. You know the whole thing. Let's just do their whole storyline. So that was basically their whole storyline for this episode. They go this place, they go that place, and the reporters are there, and it's becoming more so about Jude being no Zero coming out as this player who's bisexual. Okay, he's openly bisexual. He's openly out there with his relationship with this guy, and that's all the reporters seem to want to talk about. That's all they want to do. And he's getting. They had this little basketball game, and the reporters came up there asking him about being the first, openly gay or openly bisexual player on the team doing this stuff. And he was like, "You want to know my comments?" He took the mic and he dropped it on the floor. Him and Jude go to a masseuse, and they trying to get massages and stuff, and he talking about the relationship, and he's over it because he's like, all these, interviews requests, and I told my publicist that I would give interviews if and only if I'm talking about basketball. And he was like, "Do you know how many requests that I got for that? Zero." And so, he's in his feelings about that. And next thing you know, the masseuse that was working on him gonna take out her phone, taking a picture. I said, "Bitch, I would have did the same thing Zero did. He got the fuck up and threw that camera down like, you don't do. That's disrespectful in itself. Okay, regardless of what they was talking about, that's disrespectful in itself. You act first, okay? She could have been recording that whole conversation." And he was like, "You know what? I regret this bullshit." And he walks out. So, he was meditating or, thinking about what was going on in his little bathtub. And Jude come up in there and was like, "I never thought about how this, I see what you did for me, and that was everything, but I never thought about how it may affect you." You know, boo, I am so sorry that it is going through like this. I did not think about your feelings. All I was thinking about was me. That's all I was thinking about was me, girl. You know, and I'm sorry, daddy. You know, I'm sorry that you regret being with me. Zero was like, I don't regret being with you. I regret letting the whole world know about us. I mean, it was fun the way that it was. And it's like I lost that. Jude was like, Daddy, you ain't lose me. I'm still right here. Zero was like, for real, babe, look at this tub. Well, you ain't right here next to me. He scooted over and Jude came up in there like, here I come, Daddy. And sat down. And he was like, listen, this one right here for Instagram. I was like, look at y'all taking pictures and shit. It was cute though. It was cute though. But that was that. So Raquel, she going on a little date. You know, she got a little date from I guess the bartender at the Devil's Playground. She told Cal, she was like, girl, when I used to work here and I used to be his boss, he would never had talk to me. But now that I'm not his boss no more, he like, girl, let's go on a date. You can watch Miguel for me. She was like, okay, girl, go ahead. Wound up going to San Diego, spending the night, left Miguel in the care of Cal and her little boyfriend or whatever. Cal has gone out to do something. She talking on the phone to Raquel. Cal comes back in. Miguel has a freaking black eye, okay? And I'm just sitting here like, Lord Jesus. Come to find out they was playing. He teaching the boy how to play cards, okay? And I guess he was picking up a card off the floor and accidentally got elbowed in the eye. And, you know, it was an accident because the little boy didn't fuss about it. He actually enjoyed his time. And he kept on saying, Sayama, you know, to Sayama or something like that. Basically saying, because Raquel translated and said that you love her, basically saying that, you know, little Cal's dude is in love with Cal. And we know that. We know that. The little boy, they put a stake on his eye. It don't work. The next day it's still like, let me tell you something. The bruise, I know y'all saw this. It was right here first. And then the next day it was right here. Okay. And then he left. They was trying to get to put the makeup on his eye, but he was like, that's for girls. And then she was trying to show an example with with her boyfriend, and while they was doing all that, he just snuck out and went and got him some what is this some curry chicken or some shit, you know, from down the block, and came back. And when Raquel came back and she saw the bruise on his face, the bruise was back right here. I said, y'all got to get this editing and this bullshit together, okay? Because I shouldn't be noticing this stuff. But basically, Raquel wasn't mad. She was like, you just got to... I smashed his fingers in the door, you know, one time. And I was like, yeah, I smashed my fingers in some shit, too. Have I ever told y'all that story about how when my little baby sister was in the car seat when the 12-year-old, and it scared the life out of me? I'm telling you. This is why I don't, like, I'm paranoid as fuck. And after this, oh my God, she fell down the steps. Like, I was walking down the steps and I had slipped. Like, the shoe was too slippery and I didn't know. You know, when you get new shoes, and my foot slipped down the step and I dropped the car seat just came loose out my hand. And she just went tumbling. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, I was about to start crying. I was just, oh my God, I hope she okay. I hope she okay. Bitch, I get down there to the end of the steps. This little bitch is down there laughing in the car seat as if to say, do it again, do it again. I said, you know what? I'm up here paranoid as fuck and thinking that you hurt and you sitting here like, kids, they resilient, okay? But, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna have some. If y'all, hell, if some of y'all mothers and stuff and parents, y'all didn't have some, you know, moments like that too. But leave that shit down in the comments because I want to read. But yeah, so that was that. Let's get to this shit with German and Derek and Asha. So we already got the part where German admitted about Olivia to her, okay? And, you know, she goes over to her mama house and Peter's staying there because Sloan is in witness protection. I don't know if I mentioned that last week, but that's where she's at. And we'll get on Sloan because Sloan was stupid. Sloan was stupid. I seen this shit coming a mile away when they start, you know, talking about stuff. I seen it coming. But anyway, so she go over there talking to Pete and talking about some, when do you think about when is enough and all this stuff and yada yada yada. She talking about her relationship, indirectly talking about it, because at this point in time, you know, she talking to Derek was at the basketball game that they had. They had the celebrity basketball game. I guess it was the Devils team against the old guys or whatever. And Derek saw Asha and was like, "Did you tell him yet? Did you tell Jeremy?" And he was like, "No." He's going through some stuff right now, but you know, this stuff between us, you know, they talking and shit. And so she wound up meeting up again with German, and you know, she was telling him people was looking for you at the game. He was like, "Yeah, I was out scouting and stuff and stuff like that." And he was like, "You know what? You can leave if you want to. I don't want you to have to hold on to the secret that I got. It don't have to be weighing down on you." She was like, "So you want me to break up with you?" "No, I don't want you to go, but I'm just saying." And she was like, "Bitch, I ain't going nowhere. We in this together." So she go over to Derek's house. Like, "Let me tell you something, bruh. I love you and all that stuff. We got this chemistry that's between us. But Jeremy, he been there for me. You know what I'm saying? He been there. He protected me through thick and thin. So, and he going through some shit. And I'd be a bitch if I just leave him right about now. Cause, you know, I mean, this motherfucker done killed for me, you know? And I'm gonna have to stay with him. So whatever's going on between us, this gonna have to be it." He went over there and kissed her. She pushed him back and she was like, "Bitch, this gonna be the last time. Okay, this is the last time." I was like, Trey Songz ain't here. They should have played Trey Songz last time. Yes, they should have played that. And next thing you know, she hopped up on him so quick. She knew what it was. They got it in for one last time, which we know ain't gonna be the last time. And so she go back in the bed. We get the last scene with her. She in the bed with German. He sleep. She looking at her phone. Let me tell you something. Ain't the you working on a devil's girl and you couldn't get you an iPhone 6S at least? Okay, bitch. You still working with an iPhone 5. I'm not going to say Asha had an iPhone 4. She had an iPhone 5. Not even the 5S. I said that shit looked thick as fuck. And then when she pulled she put her phone down. You know, she was just looking at stuff. She put her phone down. And some said pick up German phone. I looked at the cord and I said, bitch, German's still working on the iPhone 4. I said, bitch, who? What? This is my charger for an iPhone 5S, for a 5, a 5S, and a 6 and a 6S. And I got the 6X Plus. Bitch, why we still got the block charger for German phone? I said, get this faux shit out of here. Damn, German, you the assistant coach and you can't get no money to get you an upgrade? What the fuck is going on? You really going through it, bruh. And I said, German, you ain't got no passcode on your phone? Or do I should got the passcode? Because next thing you know, she going through the pictures and then she see her picture with him, her picture with him, her picture with him, and then all of a sudden 2 pictures with her and Derek. And she was like, the words was reminiscing in her mind of him saying he was going out scouting. Bitch, German is following her and knows everything that's going on with Derek because we see next week him and Derek gonna get into it. And I think German gonna get that ass whooped, but he gonna put up a good fight. I don't know. Somebody went into a bookcase, okay, a glass case. Child, after that was that. So let's go to Sloan. Sloan, you stupid. Sloan is in a hotel. They got Kim Wangs. Okay, I said, hey, Kim, girl. You know, she the detective that's supposed to be on duty, helping her, you know, in the witness protection and all that stuff. And she just like, she was just so inquisitive, and she should have known something was up right then and there when Kim started asking Sloan all these questions. And she was just like, girl, what's going on? Are you okay? You know, you're good. You're this. I said, this police officer / detective is a little bit too friendly. I don't remember them doing no stuff like this. Now, I've never been in witness protection, but why she all chilling up inside the hotel? Go sit outside or some shit. You know, I was just a little bit confused about the closeness and all this shit. Why you all up in her business? Sloan sitting there finna tell her whole life story. I said, girl, you smart, but you dumb as fuck at times, okay? And this is one of them. I said, shut up, Sloan. Shut up, Sloan. Sloan. Shh. Don't say nothing else. Because then all of a sudden, here comes Sloan. girl, you know, this hotel, it just bringing back memories. Can we, you know, Oscar, he trying to kill me. He doing this. I said, shut up about Oscar. You ain't got to say shit else. All right. And then she was like, this hotel is bringing back memory. Can we get another room or something like this? And it was like, we going to work on it, getting some stuff and all this stuff. Next thing you know, they sitting down eating. And she was like, what's going on? What you mean about the hotel? What exactly happened? I said, Sloan, shut up. She is baiting you and you fell right for it. Because here goes Sloan. This was the hotel that I saw Pete cheating, Pete cheating on me with Olivia. Uh-huh. You know, how did she get up in here? She invited me. She invited me. She knew what it was, and I couldn't stand that bitch because she was trying to take my man, and she slept with him on purpose. Oh, you can forget. I mean, it's cool that you can forget. I never forgave that bitch. You know, I couldn't stand that bitch, and I was like, oh my God. Sloan, do you not see what she is doing? She is gonna use this shit against you, trying to make it seem like you had a motive to kill Olivia. And sure enough, she said that she never met Oscar. Sloan sitting there and she sees this article about Oscar or whatever, and she see a picture, and she was like, girl, Kim was like, girl, what's going on? She was like, I thought you said you never seen Oscar. And then she was like, I didn't. And she hold up the picture like, but this you with him cheesing like, and then she was like, I mean, oh, that's Oscar? I mean, you know, you in a stressful situation. It can make you paranoid. You know, it is what it is. You're here, you're safe and all this stuff. She was like, Oscar set this up, huh? You working for him. And it was like, you know what? Get me out this hotel. You can leave. I want somebody else. Kim stood her ground like, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. She was like, you can tell, you can just chill out, or we can take you down to the police precinct and investigate your ass and question you like everybody else. She was like, girl, what? The police officers came up in there and she said, for the death and the murder of Olivia. I said, she. That's what you get. That's what you get, Sloan. You talk too damn much. Think, bitch. Everything's supposed to be hiding, okay? Everything's supposed to be hiding. They brought you out there to this hotel to jog your fucking memory and to get this shit out of you. And it was so simple. So damn simple. You weren't even there for a whole day. A whole day. And you got caught up. I was like, God damn, Olivia. I mean, Sloan. And then Pete go out there to see Oscar. Oscar, he trying to threaten Oscar, bitch. If you come to my family and Sloan, I'll kill you. You ain't never gonna make it to trial and gonna punch him. I said, wrong move, bruh. Y'all are making the wrong moves. And the only person that got it right throughout this whole episode was Terrence and Yelena. Okay? Yelena is working. They working with this dude Jackson. Okay, he won the Baldwin brothers, right? He working with this dude Jackson. All right, and he's supposed to be working against, you know, trying to get them the arena and all this stuff, get the Devils. And they was an investor. Couldn't find out Jackson had a fling with Lionel. All right, Lionel fucked him over, so he was in it. He was like, yeah, I gotta play this bitch. And so basically, now that Lionel knows about them trying to buy the team, they was like, well, Lionel can own the team, but they don't own the arena. The Kincaids don't own the arena. So basically, they put a wedge between them and the arena owner and put it out there saying that, you know, the arena owner, Lionel came to the arena trying to get in. He done said access denied because he was like, I want you to sign this paper because all this bullshit that Oscar was doing, I don't want it to be tied to me. So sign this paper saying that you will take responsibility for it if anything legally come up with it. Because I don't want my name to be tied up in it. And she was like, how you going to ask me to do this and all of a sudden want to get some morals? He said, because it's a morality cause and I can do that. And she wouldn't sign. So she was like, you're going to have to get locked out. That's why the basketball game was at Venice Beach. And now the first home game of the season got to be at UCLA College Arena because they can't get into the arena. And so Jackson was like, you know, okay, I'm gonna help y'all some more. Terrence and Yelena, they go see Amir, I think that's his name or whatever, the owner of the arena, right? And at his club. And it was like, why should I trust you? Why should I want you to talk or whatever? You work with old girls. She was like, bitch, we want that bitch out of here. He said, y'all can sit y'all ass down and let's talk. And they just chatting it up. And what we gather from that, some shit finna go down. Meanwhile, Jackson talking to Lionel, then met up with Lionel at the bar, and they fuck around and have dinner, and she talking about some, let's have revenge sex. Let's have some angry sex. He went on ahead and took her on his yacht. They fucked, and then all of a sudden he didn't call feelings again and told her to sign the papers at first the night before. Then after that told her not to and told her what Yelena and Terrence was trying to do. Child, they met up at the arena and he was like, I knew it. I knew it. So let me tell you something. I knew this was a test, Jackson. This was a test and you failed. But we set this whole thing up and we sent your ass to her because we knew you was going to do what you was going to do. But let me tell you something. Your worst nightmare done came true, Miss Lionel. He done signed over the arena to us. We're your new landlord. I said, bitch. I said, they keep doing it. I just don't know where this shit go in and who gonna come out victorious at the end. They just keep going and going and going. But that was, if I missed something, let me know. Put it in the comments. But that was Hit the Floor. This was actually a good episode. And y'all tell me how y'all feel about it and what y'all think gonna happen between Derek and Jeremy. Who gonna win that fight and what y'all think gonna happen with this arena situation. Yes, that was good. And Sloan, girl, whatever. I'll see y'all later. Peace.